All right, a creek in Taliaferro County was contaminated by a state-endorsed soil amendment. Specifically, we're talking about chicken sludge, following a spill from a lagoon or a waste pond in into Williams Creek. This now has sparked local concern over the state's soil amendment policies. Joining us now is Tonya Bonitatibus. Am I saying that right?
It's fine. Bonitatibus.
Bonitatibus. Okay, there you
You're
go.
fine.
We got it. The executive director of Savannah Riverkeepers. Welcome to the show, Tonya.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I tried. I'm sorry about that last name, but
I love it.
when you first heard about this, right, this fish kill, what went through your mind as someone who monitors Georgia's waterways daily?
Here comes another one. So this is a chronic issue with how we deal with the waste that we're generating from our animal production industry in Georgia. Chicken is #1 industry in Georgia, and all of that waste has to go somewhere. And unfortunately, that somewhere is these rural fields, not processed. And so this is not the first fish kill, and this is actually not the first issue at this site specifically.
So are you seeing this as a warning sign to the entire sludge program that needs reform in our area?
Well, for sure. We need to go back into the rulemaking on this program. This program has been a pretty big chronic nuisance, particularly for the northeastern part of the state for 11, 12 years, and we've been getting continually better. But unfortunately, even after we changed the law 2 years ago, there still isn't the stop work order or apparently the teeth to make sure that these guys are maintaining and running properly. So we're talking about an old hog farm that was the cause of this, that had a lagoon that they're bringing 30, 40, 18-wheelers a week and just dumping into this lagoon and then just spreading out on the ground. No treatment. It is as putrid as it sounds. It is absolutely awful for the people that live around it. And then to top it off, in this instance, the lagoon ran over and went into the creek. That creek actually then goes into the little river that goes into Strom-Thurmond, which is the largest lake east of the Mississippi River. So
Wow.
there are drastic impacts with the way that this waste is managed. The big problem is that the state can't figure out how to turn it off because we want to keep eating chicken, right? But that chicken, the waste has to go somewhere. And so if they stop taking it, then they have to stop processing the chicken. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah, it's big business for us. How dangerous would you say this sludge spill can be, not only for wildlife, but for people that live around the stream and downstream?
Well, beyond the spill, just the act of having this applied to the ground untreated makes the life of the person living next door absolutely miserable. We just had another site in Tignall, Georgia, which is in Wilkes County, where these guys it took 4 years, I think, to get them to stop. But if you live next door to this, or if you happen to be next to Grimes Hog Farm, actually is a retreat center, you can't live there if it's going on. There's flies, there's buzzards, it's pretty putrid. It's like living next to a gut pile.
Wow.
Is what it is.
So what recourse do you have if you live there? Like, what can you do if you live there and you want this to stop? You have to report it, obviously, but how do you do that?
Well, you're supposed to report it to the Department of Agriculture, and they're supposed to go out and investigate. You have the Environmental Protection Division that can step in once there's a fish kill. So this is an instance where the EPD was able to step in and actually do some kind of an enforcement. Again, this is the third issue on this site in a couple of years. But the answer is your recourse is not much right now. You can yell and scream. Hopefully your commissioners are helping you do that. Your elected officials are, but until we really get into this rulemaking and make sure that we're holding people accountable, unfortunately, all you can do is make your voice known.
Any concern from you that these kinds of incidents erode people's public trust on any state-led environmental initiatives that are working well?
Well, 100%, right? So if we want to continue to grow and be this industry that is animal agriculture, you have to make sure you're doing that sustainably. And it really does it puts a black mark on everything if this is how we're maintaining, and especially our rural Georgia lands, which are supposed to be, this is the home of ag. So we need to do a much better job making sure we're protecting the people that actually live there.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try this again now. Tonya Bonitatibus.
You nailed it. That was beautiful.
Oh, sweating there a little bit there. Tonya, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your insight as well. And hopefully people really heard what you had to say today. And if they see that, to report that.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right.